I got some new backpacking gear that we're going with for 2022. So I thought, why not shoot a little video on our new backpacking gear that we're going to be rocking. A couple pretty significant changes that we're making to the backpacking gear loadout for this year. One, you can probably already see a little bit different backpack on. I had recently posted up on the community tab of the YouTube page a little post saying I was looking at getting a new custom built pack and looking for some suggestions. I read through all the comments and I took all of your guys and gals suggestions into account. And at the end of the day, the pack that I decided on is one that I've wanted for quite a while. I keep coming back to it, and it is the ULA Ohm 2.0. It's actually pretty icy trail conditions here in the Rockies. It is pretty slick right now. The Ohm 2.0 is still a fully framed pack. I'm not at that point yet where I'm ready to get rid of a pack with a frame and a hip belt. I like having just the comforts of having a hip belt, but it is a pretty sweet pack. It's got massive pockets on the sides, massive meshy pocket on the back. You can get them outfitted with a ton of different options and add-ons and whatnot. Exactly what I wanted, so I didn't really have to add a whole lot of anything to it, but that's what I decided to go with for a pack for 2022. And so far, in very minor testing of the ULA Ohm 2.0, I am extremely impressed. We will have a full video on the Ohm 2.0 coming out in the near future. So if you guys have any questions specifically about the ULA Ohm 2.0, be it the pack itself, the purchasing process, anything like that, let me know in the comment section down below. I will definitely try and answer all of those when we do the full video on the Ohm backpack. The next new piece of gear that we are going to be going with in 2022 is a less loud version of Bo, who decides to pound steaks as I'm shooting videos out here. But the next new piece of gear I'm going with in 2022 is kind of cheating because it's a piece of gear that I have been using, but not all the time, but I'm going to make kind of a full-time switch to it. And that is a groundhog style steak. Now this is a full-size regular groundhog. They're just like the cheap aluminum Amazon versions. Oh, we got a helicopter buzzing us too, so it's not only Bo interrupting my filming, we got a helicopter. Wait for him to pass. But like I was saying, it's kind of cheating because I do use groundhog style steaks anytime I am ground dwelling or sleeping in a tent. But when I am out in my hammock this year, I am going to exclusively use groundhog style steaks, at least at the start. Just everybody else seems to be using them, and I've honestly never actually pitched my hammock with a groundhog style steak. All I've ever used is the shepherd hook steaks. There's honestly no rhyme or reason why. I just decided to go with shepherd hooks. I think they were the lightest titanium steaks out there that I could find, so that's just what I've been using, and I have had no issues with the shepherd hook steaks, but I'm gonna make the switch and I'm gonna give her a go using the groundhog style steaks. So in conditions like we have right now, obviously the ground is probably still gonna be frozen. We still got quite a bit of ice and snow around the campsite here. So having the groundhog style steaks where I can, kind of pound them in a little bit into the ice with a rock if I need to. Can't do that with shepherd hooks. So yeah, groundhog style steaks in 2022. The temperature may be nice out right now, but I do know overnight temperatures are going to dip down. We're looking probably getting around -10, -11 Celsius. I will put the conversion for you Americans up on the screen. But the next new piece of gear in 2022 kind of really coincides with chillier weather and one of my favorite things to do in the evenings out on a backpacking trip, and that is have a fire. And this one, I guess you could say, is kind of cheating again because it is just a replacement. I went and replaced my busted Silky Gomboy with another Silky Gomboy, but I did go with a smaller one. I went with the Gomboy 210 as opposed to the Gomboy 240, which I was using before. So the blade length on it is about an inch smaller, but just the overall form factor and weight of the Gomboy 210 is a lot smaller than the 240 I was using before. So it does save me a little bit of weight, and I'm trying to dodge trees as Bo's just hacking the crap out of all these dead trees here in the forest. But yeah, we're going with a new Silky saw for 2020, the Gomboy 210. So as we are all set up here, gorgeous spot to camp. Lots of wood here to keep us warm tonight. Some amazing mountain views as always. Tomorrow morning I will show you guys the last piece of new gear I'm going with for 2022. This is probably the most significant change, and it's actually a piece of gear that I have not spoken overly highly of in the past. Yeah, we're making a very significant gear change. You guys may have already noticed it in this video if your eye is that keen, but we will let you guys know that in the morning. Well, good morning. I told you guys I was gonna let you in on the next new piece of gear for 2022, the big shocker. That's the Ultra Lone Peak 6.0s. I know I swore off Ultras for the longest time. I said they were too wide at the toe box and they wouldn't work for me. But what I recently found out was the store that I was trying Ultras on at previously was only ordering like the double E and triple E wide. So like the ones made for people with super wide feet. So I was able to track down a pair of Lone Peak 6.0s in just the regular width. And so far so good. Really impressed with them. But we'll keep you guys posted on how those work out as we go. Yeah, would you look at that? We'll frost on the windshield of my truck when we get back to the parking lot. But first I want to thank you guys for hanging out and checking out my new gear that I'm going with for 2022. I'm really interested in knowing what gear you guys are using for your new gear in 2022. So let me know in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys and checking out gear suggestions from you guys and gals. And as we wrap this video here, if you guys are looking for some cool backpacking tips and hacks, I've made a pretty cool playlist on backpacking tips and hacks and that kind of thing, and I'll fire that right here for you, so check that out when you're done with this video. As always, I'm Matty. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.